Alrighty, guys. Sorry I missed that last update. I was stuck in on a call there and totally lost track of time. So there you go. Anyway, the market has still been man. It's been the top left, bottom right kind of a dynamic on this one. There's no ifs and buts about it. They've been top left, bottom right kind of dynamic. We started slowing down a little bit here as we hit the 5130s, but man, this is a pretty ugly day, isn't it? Uh, you can see we started off this morning looking to buy to sell strength, and that's kind of the dynamic we were looking for. The whole overnight looked pretty weak, and so I was thinking some weakness, but this was kind of silly, right? So 5,300 down to the 51 to 100 and 180 points to the downside. That's a pretty ugly day, and we are down into this territory where we kind of in no man's land. We have an attractor here at the 5,100s. We have another one down here at the 55,000s, and it's anyone's guess where they're going to go. There's just not enough volume to really highlight the really good attractor. I mean, we have one right here at the 5110s. Yeah, one back here at the 5170s. We'll see where they're going to end up. If they can get up about 5,200, maybe we have a shot at seeing a little bit of positivity here, but pretty ugly day, I had to say. Pretty freaking ugly. The news this morning, we had the leading indicators come out at 10. They were down minus -0.7, so not great by any means. And tomorrow we have not a ton of Fed speakers, but nothing going on until 10 when we get the Richmond Fed manufacturing number. So overall, a pretty ugly day. Right now, it looks to me like we may have found some support. I mean, the 2 o'clock hour turned out to be okay. It looks like they're turning it. And as we keep saying, that's why having a big green stripe there. You're at the 2 o'clock hour runabout here. If the market's going to turn, this is usually where they end up doing it. Around about this time frame between 1:30 and 2:30. And look at that. There were 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. They were stalling here, and then finally started heading higher. But man, that was not anything easy about it. And then they did another test, and didn't quite as low, but another good move to the downside, and then bounced back on that. So, all right, so we have a retest failure, and it's right at that 100% extension of the initial balance, that purple line there. You have this is your 50% extension, this is your 100% extension, and we're bouncing off that twice. So, pretty freaking ugly day, but we'll see if you're going to see some bargain hunting going into the close. Now, at this point, unless they can get up above that 51.75, that three-letter edge, I'll just going to stay on the short side. If they can start retracing that into the close, I'll start off range bound, but I doubt that's going to happen. You never know. It can be a pretty violent retracement trade kicking in, but watch that level, 51.75, three-letter edge. If they start, it's right here, this high right there. If they can get up above that and close above it, we'll start range bound. If they close below it, we're going to start from the short side and let's look for to sell strength. All right. So I haven't really traded the ES, but I did take that trade on the Nasdaq earlier on. I show you that. So starting off from the short side, if we close below that 75s on the Nasdaq and the bonds. Nasdaq, you see, I had one trade. There was earlier on here, and that was this one. I mean, now it feels pretty stupid, right? I got in, beautiful trade location, got out pretty early. But I was expecting that a rotation back and forth when they nail you, and it always happens, except today. Except today, didn't happen. It ran it lower, and then it never really ran back up to the entry point. They just kind of flopped around, and then big move to the downside. They had been super patient. I would have been sitting at least in a little bit better position, but I got out pretty early on that one, 57. That's still a $57 trade on the one lot, so I'll take it, you know. But man, look at that weakness after that. That was pretty ugly. So now we're retracing a little bit, and at this point, we are slowly grinding back up. And watch that level here. I'm going to look at the same level, EFH, this 870. So you see these two single print E prints, if they can close above those, start off range bound in the overnight. If not, then start staying on the short side of this. And range bound doesn't mean that that's going to keep trading higher. They could just trade right back down again as well. So, but definitely, if they trade up above those two single prints, I think there's enough strength to start off range bound at least. So a pretty freaking ugly day on the Nasdaq. You can see on the bigger picture, capital flow picture, we are We're taking out the 360s, and they've been taking out these ledges all the way down here. They took out that 900 ledge. We're down in the 800 level, and then we're actually down in the 700s right now. That's how far we went. But we got a nice retest failure on that one, and now we are pretty much slowly drifting back up. I'm just hoping that we get some bargain hunting kicking in. That would be a good sign. That would be a strong close like that would be a good sign. Like, yeah, everyone's selling throughout the day. No one wants to buy. But institutions tend to buy late in the day, usually pile on late in the session like that. So we'll see. They're right up here. They have a shot at getting up above this three-level edge. So we'll watch it if they're going to hold on to that. But it's anyone's guess right now. So volume-wise, 1.5 million contracts is not bad. It's a little bit light on volume, same as the ES. ES was 1.2 million. So it's not the 4 million we had when it was really crazy, but it's still pretty volatile. So light volume and not super light, but enough volatility for the market to move around quite a bit. So one trade on the Nasdaq so far today, up 57 on that one. On the bonds, all over the place. They were down, they were up, and now they're back down again to the 112.30s. And here again, good buying opportunity. We had one here at the 1306s. That turned into be a dud. Then the support here at the 112.30, that's the last one. It looks like it's holding still. If they take that out, bets are off. But these three levels, we talked about them this morning. The first good trade came at the 113.12, and that was a good early morning trade. That's for that rotation back up. And then they just kind of saw weakness all the way down here. Took out the first level, the second, the third one down. It's holding for now, but if they take that out, I would be a little bit concerned. And then yields are coming up a little bit on the high side, you know. And you can see the reason I'm saying that is because they take out that big ledge right there. Then you have a pretty good shot for them to take it all the way down to the 111s, and that would be in territory we don't want to be. So yields coming up and prices coming down. But anyway, so far it looks like the Nasdaq, at least in the ES, is trying to a little bargain hunting going on. We'll see if they can hold that into the close or not. And then finally, oil and gold. Gold, pretty good move to the upside. I had two trades on gold today. They were early on. I was looking, as I said this morning, I was looking for the retracement. So when they were trading higher here early on in the morning, I had tried one short trade there, was a shakeout. Second short trade here was a shakeout. And it's just both of them could have been losers, but there were enough rotations, enough volatility for me to get to break even. So. But none of them. I was looking for a little bit bigger move to the downside. It never happened. So the retracement on the overnight did not happen. That's the second time that hasn't happened. So I guess there's not a lot of interest to try to knock this down right now. 34.40s is the high right now on gold, the futures. Pretty crazy, right? So as the overnight, they busted through this in the day session and never looked back, and that's where we are. So trade it from the long side of the market. Look to buy weakness. It's going to be one edge somewhere around the 34.25. It's going to be one down here at the 34.18s, 17.18s, and one down here at the 34.10s. So we'll see how far they can take that. But buy early weakness, rotations back up. Gold is on fire, melting up. And then oil, not doing much at all. They're going sideways. We roll to the June expiration. So we're trading June right now, and so far it has range bound. So range bound trading on oil right now. So not much to say about that guy. It's not much happening. If you want to trade something which moves, gold, ES, and Nasdaq are the ones to pay attention to. So back to the ES, and let's see, they're still okay, holding on, getting up close to that three-letter ledge. Let's see if they can start retracing this. That would be a really good sign. A really good close, a little bit of strength like that, but I'm not keeping my hopes totally up, and I'm not trading it this last part of the day, so I'm going to leave it at that. Alrighty, guys. So tomorrow morning we're going to have news at 10, a bunch of Fed speakers, but we'll wrap it there for now. So just one trade on the Nasdaq so far for me today, $157 trade. So it's like a one and done type. No, sorry, two gold trades, which are both shakeouts. So there was $3 on that one, but that was it. So I will leave it there, guys. I'll see you back at 8:05 in the morning tomorrow morning. We'll go at it again. Let's hope we get a little bit more interest, a little bit more lift. The market is just not in a happy place right now, that's for sure. Alrighty, guys, have a good one. I'll see you back in the morning.